Well, the first paper on our decks this morning is the Punch newspaper. Of course, leading as always with so many interesting stories. The leading one is MBA faults EFCC as Osun account freeze sparks row. Opposition accuses federal government of using EFCC to weaken Adeleke. 10 days to governorship poll. Election timing irrelevant. Suspicious transfers forced Osun account freeze, says EFCC as Osun government kicks. So take that again. Election timing irrelevant. Suspicious transfers forced Osun account freeze, says EFCC as Osun governor kicks. MBA and lawyers insist EFCC must obtain court order before freezing government accounts. And I mean, this is a big debate, is an very big conversation, probably the biggest story at the moment now. Tinubu hails military as 308 Kwara and Niger abductees rescued. That's another big headline on the Punch this morning. Fake agency probe. Adeyemi rejects closed-door reps quiz. Remember, we brought you the update that the House Committee was going to interrogate the controversial DG at an undisclosed location because they wouldn't want to go against what is an existing court order. But it appears Adeyemi has rejected that closed-door interrogation. Details on page 9. WAEC results reveal 38.5% failed 5 key subjects. Well, does that include English and mathematics? Then there's certainly a cause for concern. Boss preaching ban threatens religious freedom. This is coming from the PFN, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. When you take a look at the front page, you can see the picture of the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, welcoming the President and Chief Executive of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, to his office in Canada for discussions on potential investment opportunities. We also have the Governor of Ekiti State, who's just been re-elected not too long ago, alongside alongside the proprietor of St. Lawrence Metropolitan College, Ado-Ekiti, Elder Lawrence Oluwafemi, father of the winner, Reverend Adeolu Oluseson, and a couple of others at an interesting event right there in Ekiti State. But that's all we have for you on The Punch this morning.
From The Punch newspaper, let's go over to the Vanguard newspaper now. The leading story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper reads, outrage greets EFCC's freezing of Osun governor's account. That's on page 5 of the Vanguard with the following writer. Why we froze account, EFCC explains Adeleke to challenge court action in court. Anti-graft agency lacks power to freeze account, Osun AG. It's an attempt to aid APC. A court party says this is political terrorism. ADC is saying lawyers slam EFCC, call for adherence to due process. All of these writers are following that story. Outrage greets EFCC's freezing of Osun government account. That's a leading story on the front page of the Vanguard this morning. Above the nameplate, NESG says business confidence rising despite soaring cost. Federal government orders payment of civil servant outstanding wage award before August 15. NICOM revokes Nigeria reassurances license. Also on the front page, WAEC releases 2026 results as 1.2 million candidates pass English and mathematics. It's on page 9 of the Vanguard. Corruption claims, police accountability inside the VDM AIG Jimo saga. Federal government to deepen consultations with Catholic bishops, SGF, as Obi Kwankwaso defend Onaikon and Catholic bishops. Dangote Refinery drops PMS to 1,165 naira per litre and diesel to 1,570 naira per litre. Now, your rainbow coalition will be tested in 2027. Farah Dagogo tells Wike. MTN hit 3 trillion naira revenue, reinvest 1.6 trillion naira in networks. That is the story on the Vanguard. The leading picture, or should I say picture speak, On the front page of the Vanguard, Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, welcomes the President and Chief Executive of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, to his office in Canada during discussions of potential investment opportunities and strategic partnership. Mr. and Mrs. is, of course, on the right side of the Vanguard newspaper.
The Guardian is up next. Let's bring you the headlines on that paper. It's leading with Osun 2026. Adeleke, APC, Bika over fraud and vote buying plot plus intimidation. State heads to court over EFCC account restrictions. EFCC cites alleged 11 billion naira fraud, denies election motive. ADC petitions, or rather the APC now, petitions EFCC and ICPC over alleged vote buying scheme. ADC alleges use of federal institutions to weaken opposition. Adeleke campaign labels account freeze economic coup. Davido, Bode George, others warn against escalating tensions. Police deploy 15,000 personnel ahead of August 15 poll. Teller urges caution as stakeholders weigh implications. Now, these are all of the riders to that big headline on the Guardian newspaper this morning. We have just about 9 days before Osun heads to the poll. Tinubu lauds rescue of 308 kidnapped victims, 6 enhanced security. Well, some good news emanating there. The rescued victims, 163, were abducted from Woro community in Kaima local government area of Kwara State, while 145 others were kidnapped in Niger State. And they were rescued from the Kainji Lake National Park Forest in New Busa local government area of Niger State, following coordinated intelligence-led operation by the National Counter-Terrorism Center, involving personnel of the Armed Forces, the DSS, and the Nigeria Police Force. Also on The Guardian this morning, federal government seeks renewed pact with faith leaders as Obi Kwankwaso back on ICON. 4 oil firms grow profits by 185% in first half as revenue hits 5 trillion. Reps to sanction NILD-SDG for alleged participation in APC primary. Shore and group protest in Abuja and Lagos against hardship and insecurity. All right, it's certainly one of the big conversations on the program this morning. Or your APC pushback on Makinde's criticism of Tinubu's economic reforms. Federal government others measures to protect health workers nationwide. Plus, Dangote Refinery cuts petrol ex-depot price by 50 naira, diesel by 80 naira. Well, how much effect is that going to have on the ordinary Nigerian? But those are some of the headlines on the Guardian newspaper this morning.